Thank you for tuning in to podcast number 35 of Sports Talk with JWock. I'm your host, Jonah Walkenfuss, and today's going to be a special episode where I'm bringing a special guest onto the podcast. So, if you want to see who that is, make sure to stay tuned right after this. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sports Talk with JWock. This is episode 35, and I am here with a special guest, my little cousin Grayson. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. That's good. Well, let's first kind of get to know who Grayson is, so you guys can kind of know who he is and what his views are in the NBA so far. So first question I'm going to ask you, Grayson, is what is your favorite team in the NBA?
Chicago Bulls.
The Chicago Bulls. Okay. Do you know why? Is there like a favorite player you have?
I like their players. Like, I loved DeMar DeRozan when he played, but now he's on the Kings.
Yep.
So, I like Zach LaVine a lot.
You like Zach LaVine?
Because I like how he's good three-point shooting, but you know how he might get traded. So.
Yeah, I mean, he might get traded, which is a little unfortunate, but
yeah.
To move for the future, sometimes you have to take a step back to go forward in the future, and I think that would be a good trade for them. Mm-hmm. Let's also talk about who your favorite player is. So I know you said Zach LaVine for the Bulls. Is there a player you like in the NBA?
Yes, I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shai? Okay. Mm-hmm. And I know you've said before you like kind of his three-level scoring. You like how he can shoot three, shoot the mid-range. He could get inside, and with ease, he gets to his shots really easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a very valid player. Do you know right now, like players playing right now in the NBA, is there a favorite player or like the best player right now? Not like of all time, but right now.
I mean, Jokic is doing pretty good. I think
Jokic is doing very good. Yeah,
I think he's doing really good.
Do you think he's the best though right now?
I honestly think that, but I don't know if anyone else would.
I agree. I mean, I think Jokic is the best. I think Giannis is close. Like Giannis has been very good, but Jokic, as far as who he has on his team, it feels like he's kind of carrying the load right now.
Yeah.
And Giannis right now, he does have, I feel like, better pieces. I mean, he has Damian Lillard on his team, so I think it's Jokic. And we know people that would disagree with us, but we're going to keep that out of the conversation right now. One final question for them to kind of get to know you as an NBA fan. Do you have like a GOAT? Like, who is the best player of all time to you?
Michael Jordan.
Okay. I did not tell him to say that, by the way, everybody. He is a genuine fan of Michael Jordan. He was awesome. I wish you could watch him. I wish I could have been able to watch him, but we are still able to watch his highlights and stuff, and it's just super fun to watch him. I mean, he's awesome. So, that's a good answer. I'm happy about that. But let's get into the topic now. We're going to talk about who won the Week 4 in the NBA's Player of the Week. So there are two players. They obviously do the Western Conference and Eastern Conference. So let's first talk about the Eastern Conference player, and that is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic. So he finished with a team record that week of 3-0. He averaged 30.7 points per game, 7.3 rebounds, and 5.7 assists. Now, their record right now is at 11-7, and they are sitting third in the Eastern Conference. Grayson, I know you don't know that much about Franz Wagner. It's a little harder to talk about him, but what do you think of Franz Wagner? Or at least these stats right here.
I think he's a good forward.
Yeah.
He's good at helping his teammates out, assisting, rebounding, especially since he's a little shorter.
Yep.
For an NBA player.
I mean, yeah, he's like a 6'7", 6'8" kind of thing. Pretty decently sized, but not anything too big. 7.3 rebounds is very impressive.
That's pretty...
especially when, that's kind of like a center like average for rebounders. So, Franz Wagner looks good, and he's leading his team to wins. And that's what I really like. Do you have anything else to say about Franz?
I think we should move on to the Western Conference.
We should move on? Okay. So let's talk about the Western Conference Player of the Week, and that is De'Aaron Fox, who, with the team record that week, was 2-2, which is okay. I mean, 500 is decent. Yeah. He also had 40.5 points per game, and he had 7.3 assists and 57.4% field goals. Now, one thing I want to say before, I believe in 2 days, like in a span of like 24 or 48 hours, he scored over 100 points.
Yeah.
Like in total. What do you think of De'Aaron Fox winning?
I mean, I think he's a really good lead player.
Mm-hmm.
57.4 field goal percentage, that's really good.
That's very good for a point guard.
Yeah, that's really good. He's doing good with assists, 7.3 per game. I just think he's a leading player. He
is a leading player, and let's just check out the standings. Let's see where they're at right now. They are 12th in the West, sitting at 8-9. They don't look the greatest, but they are only one game behind 500. It is still the beginning of the season. Do you think they can pick it up and be that kind of team that you can, or be that team that can maybe make the playoffs come in a couple of months?
Yeah, I think if they try their hardest and they just keep going even if they lose, I think they could get to the playoffs.
And yeah, I agree. And with DeMar DeRozan being out, I mean, it's tough for them already.
Yeah.
If they're fully healthy, that could be a really good team. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the Kings do this season. And yeah, I'm very happy you were able to come on to the podcast. That is going to be the end of this episode. Do you have any last words of advice for anybody?
Thanks for having me. Please have me again.
I would love to have you back again.
That's all.
That's all. That you heard it here, folks. He wants to be back, and I'm gonna get you back on this podcast because I really enjoyed having you on here. Thank you so much for tuning in to podcast number 35 of Sports Talk with JWock. I'm your host, Jonah Walkenfuss. This is my special guest, Grayson, and we are very happy to have you to tune into this episode. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Share the video with others so we can get to 40 subscribers here soon. And we are almost at 1,000 total viewers on YouTube overall this year. So that is amazing. Let's get there before the end of 2024. Check me out on Instagram at sportstalkwith_JWock3. Check me out also on TikTok at sportstalkwithJWock. And then you could also search my name up on Facebook now. You just have to search up my regular name, Jonah Walkenfuss. I'm still working on that, but you will see my logo. I have all my posts there as well, the same as what we do on Instagram. So check me out on that, and I hope you all have an amazing week. God bless.